questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on even deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch along, still the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South, they flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Yes guys, and welcome back to episode 6 of Transfer Weekly, the show where I tell you all the transfer rumours and all the links for Crystal Palace during this January transfer window. Today's episode is going to be about one Premier League player which actually wants out of their team, and two players which we're currently looking at. However, it looks like other teams have got there before us, so let's get into it. First up today, Antoine Semenyo. The 23-year-old Ghanaian striker has been very impressive in the Championship for the last couple of years. The forward is very versatile because he can play left wing, right wing and striker. And look, we've been scouting him for a couple of years now and he's been a very good player. I think when we first started scouting him we still had Roy as our manager. So it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit concerning that we've taken so long to actually put some serious interest into this guy, to even submit a bid, which I don't think we've done yet. But it's good to see that we're looking at him now. Well, hopefully we're taking him seriously because he looks like he's good enough to take the jump into the Premier League this year, because he spent a lot of time at Bristol, he's learnt his craft. I think he had a loan at Newport and I think a loan at Sunderland as well, which, you know, moving around the country, learning your trade, getting more game time, and he's playing regularly now. I think the reason why we didn't buy him or go for him sooner was because he was injured at the start of the season, I believe, and because of the injury we didn't submit a bid for him, and also there wasn't the end product we needed. But because he started to play regular now, he's scoring the goals regular now, he's getting assists regular now, he's looking like he can make the jump from the Championship to the Premier League right now, and that's probably why there are so many teams looking at this guy right now. His sort of playing style reminds me of Zaha when he was a little bit younger. Like, there's pace there, there's power there, he's got good dribbling. His passing's not the best, but he can pass. His crossing is very good, especially when he's playing on the left wing, crossing the ball on his left foot. Very good. I think he's got an assist or two just by crossing the ball from out wide, which is something, to be fair, we don't actually do enough of, and it's a bit, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's concerning for us, but our playing style has changed completely. And that's not really our game right now. I think he definitely deserves the jump. He's been at Bristol for a while now. Unfortunately, they don't look like they're coming up this season, but there's no question that they couldn't come up next season, for example. But he's a wanted man, and wanted man, they get taken, and they don't. Like, if you want a player like him, they will not leave him on the table for you to just steal and to take him for cheap. Is he good enough to be our Zaha replacement? I don't know. Put it in the comments down below. Tell me what you think. With 11 starts in 23 appearances, he's gathered 6 goals and gotten 3 assists. He also takes 1.7 shots per game, which definitely shows that he's not afraid of shooting, and he'll shoot from anywhere pretty much. Honestly, for someone so young, just taking shots is probably the main thing right now, because we don't ever score outside of the box, and it's unfortunate. I miss seeing outside of the box goals because they're always a joy to watch. Also, the willingness to shoot is just needed. We try walk the ball into the box way too much, and it's just not feasible for how we play football right now. Yeah, also he completes 1 dribble per 90, and that's good. Shows that when he plays up top and when he plays out wide, he's still picking up the ball to feet, turning and dribbling. Very confidence inspiring when he's on the pitch, and just an overall great player, and I think he'd suit Crystal Palace really well. I think purchasing him now for the price that is quoted, which is about £9 million, maybe a little bit less, because he said publicly that he would rather go to a London team because of family preferences, for example. But for him to get him in now, to bed him in over the next 6 months, so when Zaha actually leaves in the new year, I mean not in the new year, in the new season, in the summer, when he's out of contract, he would already had 6 months to settle in, and then he hopefully hit the ground running, and he'll be a great player for us. But will Zaha sign another contract? I highly doubt it, but is it worth it to have a backup anyway? Like, I'm sure that even him, he'll know that Zaha's Zaha's time are numbered, even if he does sign a new contract, and he'll know that no matter what, he is the future of this football club. I don't see why he can't do it. He's got Zaha vibes and how he plays, so why can't he be the next Wilfred Zaha? Never know. Now here's where I get a little bit upset. I'm not going to lie to you, because he's currently on his way to Bournemouth to do a medical, and it's just pathetic at this point. How can we let someone we've been tracking for many, many years go to Bournemouth for £9 million plus add-ons? We can't even match it. He said, as I said, he wants to go to a London team, and I'm sure he would choose us over Bournemouth any day of the week, but we won't even match it. It's £9 million. I don't know who it is. Is it Parish? Is it Textor? I'm not pointing no fingers, but I'm sorry, but we need to get our priorities straight. Why the hell are we saving every single penny we earn on this new stand? If we got oh look, it's a brand new stand. Oh, we're in a championship. Why is that? We didn't invest in no players. We need to invest in the team before investing in the infrastructure, because just how we are right now, it's not looking good right now, because I've seen it time and time again with West Brom, with Stoke, and the list goes on. Even Bournemouth to an extent, they didn't invest enough in their team and they went down. I still am kind of confident that we're going to stay in the Premier League this season, but it's going to be really tough during the end, like getting towards the end of the season, because we're already picking up injuries now. We haven't got the squad depth. Thank God we're out of all the cups, because if we had a cup run as well, this squad would be finished. And it's so stressful right now. Like looking at Bournemouth, 20 million on Otara. Leeds, 35 million on McKennie. Like, these teams are just running away. Like, they're not thinking about building a stand. They're thinking about going in the Premier League, staying in the Premier League, and building a legacy in the Premier League. We've had 10 years in the Premier League. And look, where are we? Exactly in the same place we started. Scrambling around for players, needing players in specific positions, and we are not playing how we need to play. Sorry about the rant. It's just upsetting just seeing us just getting left behind. There's a rumour here. There's no end to it. There's no substance behind anything right now. All we need to finish off this season, this is bare minimum. We need a right back and we need a centre midfielder. Like, we can't even pick up a loan. Like, the next guy I'm going to talk about is a loan, and we can't even seem to get that done because he's going to Brentford on loan. He's getting a medical done at Brentford. You're thinking, it's just annoying. It's just annoying. Sorry for getting so worked up, but it's just annoying everyone right now. Not just me, just Palace fans in general. Next up is Jed Spence, a 22-year-old English right-back that currently plays for Spurs. Conte didn't want him, Levy wanted him, bought him anyway, even though Conte said he didn't want him. Jed wants out, and fast, because he's got an average of 5 minutes of playtime in a Spurs shirt, and he's only had 5 appearances. He needs to go clear of that team right now, because it is a criminal offence to let someone so talented and so good at football rot away on that Spurs bench, especially when they ain't the best team in the world right now. Let's not forget that. But I really want to talk about how he was at Forest. I know he's completely 6 months of his career has been gone. Let's be fair. 6 months of that career is finished because of what happened at Spurs. But if anything, to me, that he looks like the perfect player to buy, because he's shown what he can do at Forest, and he's had 6 months to rot away on the bench. He's going to come back and he's going to want to fight for his place. He's going to want to show everyone, look, I'm the guy. Spurs should have played me. I signed for these guys so I can play regularly. But guess what? They done me dirty. So I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to play for every single game till the end of the season. And I'm going to show you, man, that you're idiots for not playing me. When he played for Forest, he played at right back or right wing back, and his main attributes was pace and power. His attacking output is incredible. He'd overlap, he'd underlap, he'd dribble with the ball. He'd actually dribble past people with some skills. And when he got past them, he'd have the choice: go down to the byline and put a good cross in, or he'd come inside and he'd drive inside, look for a pass, run into the box. He got fouled twice in the box and got 2 penalties for Forest last season. And remember, in the Championship, it's very hard to express yourself, and he's physically strong enough, he's fast enough, and everything about his game is just, it looks so perfect for Crystal Palace right now. As it stands, I think the game that I remembered most was when Forest beat Arsenal in the Cup. I can't remember whether it was Carabao or FA, but he bullied Martinelli. Martinelli will run at him, he'd stand him up, he'd muscle him off the ball, he'd outpace him. I think a few times he actually dribbled around Martinelli and made Martinelli look really stupid. Like, something like that, a player with a bit of flair, like sort of Wan-Bissaka, he'd dribble with the ball as well as defend. It was just great to watch, and as a Palace fan, I would love to see someone similar to him coming in, and especially someone with so much attacking output, because if anything, the thing we struggle the most with is scoring goals, and if we can create overloads on that right wing with Elise would thrive off having assistants up top, because Klein unfortunately doesn't overlap, and I don't think Ward's ever overlapped in his career, but this would be great to see. Elise go up, and then Spence coming through. Great link-up play, I can already see it. But I'll talk about some stats from his Forest days. With 40 starts and 42 appearances last season, this shows how injury-free he is. The Championship schedule is ruthless, and it will not hold any prisoners. And for him to play pretty much every single game, and pretty much start them all as well, shows the incredible tenacity he's got, the willingness to play football, and the lack of injuries. I think that's a really big one for Palace, because we always buy people with really bad injury problems, but with no injury problems, it is the perfect signing. It's probably too perfect that we won't make it, but I've already had the rant about that, so we won't talk about that anymore. He has missed one big chance in all games. As I said, won 2 penalties. I think he scored 2 goals and he got 4 assists as well that season, making 1 key pass per 90 and 76% pass completion over the whole season. 1.5 interceptions per 90 and 1.4 tackles per 90. Just shows his output of defending is just as good as his attacking output, but it's just heartbreaking to see that Brentford have got him before us. They've got to him. I think they're doing a medical with him probably either now or tomorrow or whenever. This comes out on Friday, I'm recording this on Thursday, so news is breaking all over the place. Palace fans are like, oh, hopefully we'll do something a little bit later. We've only got 5 days left. The window shuts on the 31st at 11, I think. So it's just typical Palace. I would not be surprised if we don't get anyone in this transfer window, and it's just a bit depressing, and that's all I can say about it, really. But let's move on. Yeah, my people, that's it for episode 6 of Transfer Weekly this week. I was going to talk about Mikel Antonio, because he wants out of West Ham, and I think he'd be good for Palace, be a good striker. He also used to play right back, so he could maybe be a right back there, but I really doubt it. But I really can't be asked to do it right now. Everything that's happening right now is just really making me think, and it's making everyone like really upset, and it's hard right now because we can just see everything running away from us. It's not doom and gloom, even though it may seem that, because as I said, I don't think we're going to go down, but I don't want to take the risk, basically. But as always, remember to put who you want me to cover in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. This is JC from Eagle Eyed Football. Sorry for the depressing video. I'm out. Up the Palace. Peace.